Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Unscripted Gaming. My name is Mike. I'm joined by Ray. Hello, Ray.
Hello.
Josh is trapped in a Murphy bed as we speak.
What's a Murphy bed?
It's the bed that folds up into the wall, and he's stuck in between the bed and the wall. I think they've got at least 3 firemen trying to get him out of there right now. So he couldn't make it to tonight's episode. We'll keep you posted on.
I forgot those existed, but really, like, return. Wait, if we're talking about space efficiency, that sounds like really baller nowadays.
Okay, but it would be kind of nice to, wouldn't it be? Think about how cozy it would be to like fold it up
Right?
into a wall like that.
Remember what they took from us, everybody. I mean, you know, it's funny as a joke and can people make fun of them, but now that I'm thinking about it, like, if you want to live in like downtown, one of the big 3 cities, New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, and you just have like an efficiency, but you got a Murphy bed in there, boom, that space gets freed up in the middle of the day, baby.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
I think in New York you have like a Murphy oven.
It just folds down. There's a full ass oven.
Yeah. It was like the attic stairs. Oh, was that your attic stairs? No, it's my oven. Yeah, you know, think about the things that they took from us, like the Murphy bed. Being able to store as many documents as I want at my home, in my bathroom. Something apparently we can't do in a free country anymore, I guess.
You cannot do that with
can't do
nuclear
that.
state secret documents.
Look, I just want to put my documents in the bathroom with my tension shower rod, okay? I thought this was a country.
And 7 foot off the floor chandelier.
It's really just a. It's so good. It looks like a. It looks like a. It looks like a Pusha T album cover. Like, it just kills me.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Like, you would get laughed out of any whiteboard room if you tried to write a story about Donald Trump's presidential and political career pre, during, and post presidency. Like, no one says no one is that freaking stupid. Get out. And we're just living a constant Onion article.
I really think. I think we've already had this discussion before, so like, sorry to belabor the point, everybody, but also deal with it. Again, not that there were really any like truly good days, but like, okay, the best day was like Trump gets COVID.
It's pretty good.
Because I have never seen the vibes, truly like immaculate vibes at like 2 a.m. when that first happened. That was. Shout out to Hades for being such a good game that I stayed up till like 2 a.m. playing it and was there. But second best day was Trump has Clemson over during like the White House during the government shutdown, so they just have all like the hamburger.
That's pretty good.
I love it. He's so happy. I love that for him.
He's so cheap that he really thought like the best meal to serve this team was just like $2,000 worth of McDonald's or something like that.
It's too funny. Like the heat. Oh, it's so perfect. Just cinema, you know.
He is like the ultimate wrestling heel, except he's a real person and he's actually meaning what he's doing.
Yeah, like. We just really need him to like. We just gotta give him like a government position of like official like
shit
Queenie
poster.
shit New York shit poster. We just need someone in the government whose job it is to talk about how like, what? Just like how toilets don't flush as good as they used to because they don't. What happened? We just need someone to do that stuff without the I'm gonna destroy everybody's life stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
If you could possibly not like make the free world a worse place to live in, that would be better. I don't know how we got on the video games to Trump, but it always circles back to Donald J. Trump.
That was that was fully premeditated. I'm not gonna lie. But we're a video games podcast. We're no longer an anime podcast. But I really did.
Debatable.
I really did enjoy watching Gurren Lagann. That was fun.
That's good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It took a minute to get going, but overall, really glad I watched it. It was good.
Do you feel you are Kamina-pilled?
I'm Kamina-pilled, yes.
Excellent.
I've been trying to rack the brain about what show I want to make you guys watch.
You made a suggestion at our mutual friend's wedding, and I'm
I
down
did.
with that suggestion.
It's too dark. I can't do it.
Is it?
I also just don't want to do it because it's gonna suck.
Yeah, that's the
thing.
best part. You know it's bad.
Well,
it's
and it kind of
really
tracks with the other things that we've done. So like that's the worst part. Is it kind of there's a through line there a bit, but
yeah, kind of.
I just don't want to do it. Oh,
I'm not gonna say what it is, but I would be excited to do it. Okay, so let's talk about Zelda real quick. Let's just rip that Band-Aid off. Get it out.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's been a while since we've done a video game chat, and boy, the video game's been happening, including one of them being Zelda.
We're gonna. I beat the game already, so I'm not gonna like say a lot. I'm gonna like kind of ride your coattails because I know you're still punching through it.
Yes.
I guess like spoiler bump here. If you have not gotten off a tutorial plateau 2.0, just I don't know, skip to like 20 minutes in or something like that. Because you got a lot of Zelda to talk about. All right, ready, set, go. Mike, where are you at in Zelda?
We have done 2 dungeons. I feel like we have not really gotten most of the towers. Explored a good amount of the depths.
Okay.
Because that's the thing that this game has. There's not just like the sky islands. There's a whole secret, like hollow Earth Hyrule now.
Can we talk about the audacity of Nintendo to just say
it's so crazy?
No, there are 3 maps in this game.
Like
sky map, land map, and an entire map underground. Freaking
it's
nuts.
crazy. Like I think I think I kind of agree with you that I think some of the temples maybe don't quite live up to the promise of the rest of the game.
I want to ask you, which 2 temples have you done?
Water and wind.
Okay. Yeah, I like the wind one for what it was.
Yeah, I liked the wind one, but I thought the water one am dumb and bad at puzzles, and I was like, this is annoying. But
I've said it multiple times to you, but I'll just say it for the podcast for posterity. I freaking love the water temple and thought it was the best one of the 4 that they make you do. There's a pause in there. I'm gonna let that hang. The fire one, I keep saying that it's the worst one in the game. I can't wait until you get to it because I want your opinions. Do yourself a favor and do not save the fire one for your last temple that you do.
Okay.
Do that for me. Make that like the next one you go to.
Gerudo being the last one kind of feels right, so.
It does. The way it flows is Gerudo Valley is definitely meant to be the last one.
This does not surprise me. Because I even talked to Purah one time, and Purah, who is now a baddie, apparently, which is hilarious.
Did we just gloss over the fact that they turned Purah from, like, this little wee tiny thing into, like, nah, she's just kind of a hottie now. Whatever.
She's just kind of a baddie. It's like,
yeah.
they went all out. It's too funny.
Good for them.
They know. They know what they're doing. Oh, here's a statue of Link riding on Prince Sidon. Oh, really? Tell me more. Okay.
Yeah.
They know. Do they
Sidon's
know?
Great.
They know.
They know.
Oh, what was I gonna say? But the thing that blows my mind about this game is like a couple days before it came out, I was not really sure. I'm like, it's the same map. Like, that's crazy. It's good. Like, what? But I feel so owned because it was just like, how is it? it's crazy that a game that is like has functionally the same map has so many like surprises, and it feels all new again in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's like, how did you do that? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
We're going to give you the exact same world, and we're going to, at the same time, make it still feel like a completely different game. Your knowledge of Breath of the Wild means nothing here, ultimately.
But, like, it does at the same time, too, because it's like, there's, I saw a video where someone pointed out that, like, hey, in Breath of the Wild, like, you solve this shrine by rolling this boulder down a hill, and then in the same location you have to take the boulder that's at the bottom of that hill and bring it back up and put it on this thing. And it's like, well, how'd the boulder get there? Well, you knocked it down in the first game. And it's like the same
fun.
It's just like stuff like that is like, the fact that they thought about those things is so cool. And even just like the places, like all the environments just feel like more lived in, which is really cool. Like,
yeah,
Link and Zelda have a fucking house together. That's
do.
They absolutely do. Look, Link had swords, had cool swords on the wall, and it got replaced by a bookshelf with books and wall art. Yeah, they live together.
Oh yeah. They are cohabitating.
Yeah.
And you know what? Good for him. Good for her. Good for them. I'm sure they're a lovely couple.
Yeah. I think they do a good job of like the new powers completely changing the way you like interact with the game and the environment. Like all the puzzles are built around it. Like, I was really sad. I'm like, oh, I don't have like the bomb power. Like, what am I gonna do without the bomb power? But like,
I do miss the bomb power. I miss it all
miss
the
the
time.
bombs, but like,
Infinite bombs was kind of cool.
but it's like I can put some meat, like a steak, on an arrow and shoot it across a valley at a Korok, attach the Korok to the steak, and then reverse the steak and send the Korok back across the path of the arrow to get him back to his friend. And you're like, it's just like stuff like that is so cool.
I never thought of that. Oh.
Yeah, like,
oh, that's kind of neat.
it's, yeah, like we haven't really gotten super deep. Like, we've only seen like a couple of the memories. Like, all the story stuff so far is like really intriguing to me. You know, known G-Man fan here. I want to see that rehydrated Ganondorf. I want to see him. We haven't gotten to him yet, but I fought a Phantom Ganon. That shit was so scary.
Can we talk about the Phantom Ganon? Let's talk about that.
That was so cool.
You just see a bunch of like hands squirm out of gloom, and you're like, whatever, I got bomb arrows for days. Bap, bap, bap. And then the hands go away. You're like, ha. Then a life bar appears.
I was
you're
like,
oh,
fuck. Oh, it was so. I found one of those in the depths. It was so scary. Like,
yeah. And then he beats your ass. And then he just mollywops you if you find him and you're not ready for him. Have you killed a Phantom Ganon?
yes, I got some very cool weapons from him.
Okay. So I want to pivot real quick. This is like, I think this game is going to win Game of the Year. And if it does, it wouldn't shock me. Because this game does things that other video game designers and developers should absolutely just be jealous of. Like, the way it lets you interact with the world while still telling a full story, and inside of a full game, inside of a game that's only 16 gigs on a cartridge.
With the same map from the first game.
Right. This is like, this is not only a design, but also kind of a software engineering marvel, this game is. But also, I got like, this might be on me, but once you start seeing through the cracks of what this game is, you're like, there was a point where I stopped wanting to do anything else. And I just wanted to get to the end of the story. Because everything extra that I did, I felt like I wasn't rewarded for it. So I killed one of the Phantom Ganons. I'm like, all right, put on your big boy pants. Let's do this. I got up a bunch of weapons. I got up a bunch of food. I got up a bunch of anti-gloom food because every time it hits you, it does a gloom damage, which like permanently breaks one of your hearts. That's a cool health mechanic, by the way. And after I killed one, they're like, okay, here's a sword, and every time you use this really powerful sword, it hurts you and does gloom damage. And I'm like, okay, I can see that. By the way, the sword is still breakable, because all the weapons in this game are still breakable. Okay, and then you get a bow and arrow. Okay, cool. You get a bow, and every time you shoot it, it's based on how many hearts you have. So, you know, the more hearts you have, the more damage it does. Great, cool. That's a cool reward. It also breaks. I'm done doing side quests in this game because everything you get in this game, and this is why my like overarching critique, everything you do except the main story is temporary. Everything. And maybe that's saying something about the game itself, but it actually got me to the point where I'm like, even shrines I stopped doing because there's a certain point where you get so freaking powerful.
You get enough hearts that like you're good.
Yeah, I finished the game at 21 hearts, and that was an accidental 21. I tried to finish at like 20. It just gave me an extra one near the end. And I didn't at any point feel like the most accomplished I felt in the game was when I finally beat it. And then I put it down and I said that was really cool. I hope Anna plays it. I hope my wife plays it because I think she will like that. She likes Minecraft. I think she will like some of the building sort of things in the game. Because there's that like click that happens in your head when you're like, you know what, I'm going to actually build a Harrier jet in this stupid game meant for children. And then you do it and it works and you have a little control stick and you're flying it and you attach little lasers to it so it's actually like an attack craft. That sort of click, that feels really,
it's
really
super
good.
Fun, like when all that stuff hits for you. And but I totally get where you're coming from, where you know, you just kind of like, yeah, because it's like, it looks good, but it's also like, you know, in a lot of ways, it's like hard to look past that it is very functionally similar to the same game. And if you were like, if you did not like Breath of the Wild, this is more Breath of the Wild. Yeah. I would be surprised if you like this game if you did not like Breath of the Wild. That's what I will say.
It does some of the things in Breath of the Wild like worse. Like the weapons, all of the weapons in this game are weaker because it wants you to use the fuse mechanic to make them stronger by yourself. But the mechanic to make the weapon stronger is like, I'm gonna coin a term, Nintendo clunky. In that they want you to go to this menu, which you have to scroll all the way through. There's no way to make that easier. The more shit you get, the longer that menu gets.
Because you got a gajillion Zonai devices too, like.
Oh my gosh, yes. Drop it on the ground, get out the weapon you want to use, and then fuse it to your weapon. And then hopefully you don't accidentally fuse something else, like you accidentally fused a piece of food to your weapon, because the game will absolutely let you do that. And it's like, oops, did you make a mistake?
Steak hammer.
That's on you. Either you used steak hammer or you destroy it. What's it gonna be?
Which way, Western man?
Yeah, exactly. I know for a fact there should have been a better way to do that, but I really feel like they're like, no, you're lucky you're getting this. This is the best set you're gonna get. And it's like, all right, fine, fair enough. There's again, this is probably the game of the year. This is probably one of the top 20 best games ever made. Ooh, is it clunky as hell? It is, I think you talked about this last night. Whenever you want to just say, Mike, you just want to go to the water temple. You're like, you know what? I got 2 hours of free time. I just want to go to the water temple. Smack. No. There is a bunch of BS you're going to have to do, and the game is going to be really shitty about telling you how to do it to just go to the water temple. You can't just walk into the water temple and go do it. You gotta get
the preamble.
There's a lot, and it's that way for every single temple. And the fourth time, the third time it happened to me, with the third temple I was on, I was like, okay, I'm gonna admit this is actually kind of annoying. I know it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like all the temples.
Well, I love how like it's weird that like everybody's like ancient rhyme that they all the people's ancient rhyme or whatever is like use a bomb on this wall, Link. This is our Father prayer. Use the bomb and then shoot an arrow at the sign. That's crazy that you have bombs and arrows. Weird. Anyways.
There's not even a lot of bombs in the game. That's not a critique. That's just an observation. This game makes you work for bombs. Like,
yeah.
You can't just get bombs. You have to find bomb flowers.
You got to go to Nintendo Dark Souls land. And
yeah, Nintendo Dark Souls land. I like that. I know you played a little bit of this game. I did beat this game last year before, something like that. There was a lot of times where I was playing this game where I'm like, God, Elden Ring did this so much better.
I have not beaten Elden Ring, but I need to get back to it.
Still really good. I loved Tears. There were parts of Tears of the Kingdom where I was not even kidding, tears of joy and pure mirth and laughter falling down my face and eyes because whenever you see your first little Korok motherfucker, and he's just like, "Oh, help me! I can't."
The little backpack is like, oh, it's adorable. I love it.
And the first time, I'm like, okay, there's some wood blocks and some wheels over here. Will this game let me just make a car? Oh my God, this game let me make a car. And you make a car, you make a little fan on it, and it's kind of a car. You can't really steer it, but then you just like ride this little Korok there, and like, I don't even need a horse. This game's great. This is one of the best games ever made. This is amazing.
Yeah, I love my little hover bike thing and just like my little fucking green goblin ass little glider.
Yeah, I've seen people making like just actual like hoverboards where they put two fans onto a plank of board and then they just put Link onto it with a control device and they just balance and it just maneuvers around like a hoverboard.
It's like the things people have made are like it's like I'm not a big like build creativity person sometimes like but like when I think this game does a really good job of like encouraging you to do that because it gives you just a limited enough kind of context that the decisions aren't like overwhelming for it, if that makes sense. Because I'm like, I want to try to like make a fucking dumb fighter plane because like there are only so many things to do that with. But even then, even within that context, people are like, oh, you can use the instant cooking pots as like a ball and socket joint to like have a fully like 360 rotational like plane or
Wait,
like
what?
Yeah, like well, it's like, oh, and you use the wheel and then attach that to like a cooking pot and it's like now all of a sudden like it's like a flexible joint that you can like do stuff with. It's crazy.
That's nuts.
It's so sick. Like you know, I will like make a blocky car thing, but then it's just super amazing to see people like it's not discouraging to me. I just think it's like cool that it's possible, but people are like building mobile autonomous drones that drop other drones onto like a group of moblins.
I love this meme I sent you guys where it's just Link throwing up his hands, casting a shadow over Ganondorf, and the title underneath it says Link just assembles a fully functioning aircraft carrier.
It's hilarious. Like I saw one where someone froze one of the King Moblin guys and then summoned like put him in an ice box and then summoned like a electric fence around him and like just started shocking and you're like, oh my God. Ugh.
I think one of my favorite videos you sent was when you said, guys, I built the jet from Top Gun and I'm gonna assault these MFers over there on that island. and you sent this video, and it worked, and it flew for all of 2.5 seconds because you ran out of energy.
Yeah, the laser guns really chew through your battery real quick, guys. What? Just a heads up. You gotta watch out.
Okay, so you have
pretty
a battery
bad.
system in the game, which is good. There needs to be some limitation. But oh my gosh, they make you work for like those resources to increase the battery. They're like, go to the mines, dig out 100 little cubies, zoanite cubies.
The children yearn for the mines, you know.
Then go to the forge.
The twinks yearn for the mines.
The twink has to go to the mine. The twink link. And then go to another forge to turn those 100 cubies into a crystal. And then you need 100 of those crystals to get 1/3 of a battery tick that you didn't have before.
That's
and
so
it's
crazy.
like, yeah,
how does Nintendo get away with it? Honestly, like,
there's actually if you haven't upgraded your version of Tears of the Kingdom, there's a duplication glitch that's really, really easy to do.
I haven't done that.
That's what most people on like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all those people that make those crazy videos, they all did the duplication glitch and they haven't updated. And that's honestly, I encourage that because I am not going out into the mines for like 3 in-game days or like 3 real-life days to get all that stuff. That's insane.
That's fair.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, but still, I have opinions on the final boss fight. I will not give spoilers. I will not. Not for the next like 6 months or so.
Yeah, we'll try to like mainline it, and then because we can always like putz around a bunch after, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
So.
The only one thing I will say about the very final boss is, Mike, what are your thoughts on Dark Souls?
Pro.
Cool. You might enjoy the final boss. Everyone else, strap in.
Oh, is it? I think I know what this means.
There were some complaints that the final boss of Breath of the Wild might have been too easy. Those complaints were addressed. I can't wait to talk about it.
I'm guessing in my head. I'm thinking Artorias, but is the general vibe. But
I won't say much. I will say that people that like Dark Souls will like this boss.
All right.
There's some stuff that happens. All right.
I can't believe Royal Rat King is the boss of
the Royal Rat Vanguard.
the
Finally.
Royal Rat Vanguard. We should have added the Royal Rat Vanguard to the Freak Tournament. Damn it. We missed it. We missed our shot. We missed it.
Who was it I said should have been in the Freak Tournament yesterday? Gosh, it was... Oh, wow. It was on the tip of my tongue. We just mentioned them the other day. Gosh, that's going to bug me. All right, I'll get back to you on that one. Get back. All right. Mike, what are your thoughts on Street Fighter?
Neutral. Have not played a lot of Street Fighter. I used to play some in college. Not particularly good at it, but Ray, what are your thoughts on Street Fighter?
I've been playing some Street Fighter 6, and it feels good. I said to you and Josh earlier, Street Fighter 5, I desperately wanted to love that game because I love the soundtrack of Street Fighter 5. It's one of my running soundtracks to listen to. Shout out to Ken's theme, Balrog's theme, Guile's theme, and Canyon's theme. Those are all of them are fire. But the game is so difficult to play. It asks you to just be an expert at just like V trigger skills and how their weird parry system works and different bar management. And it's like I just want to play a fighting game, guys. That's even getting across the side that when it released, it didn't even release with a single player mode, not a real one, not a functional one to speak of. It's like you got online or you wasted your money. But this one, Street Fighter 6, it's a whole kit and caboodle. It's got a whole story mode where you can build your own character. Some people are building like just disgusting looking characters.
I have seen some shit. What are they doing out here? I don't know how to describe it. But if there is, imagine like
it's coming to him, ladies and gentlemen.
Imagine a thought slider
A thought slider.
that goes from 1 to 10. And just picture what 1 is and picture what 10 is. Picture what 250,000 is. And that's what I saw fighting somebody in a practice room in Street Fighter. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
This is what Street Fighter was meant to be. I'm sick and tired of games not having your OCs not beating the crap out of Ryu. Ryu has been high on the hog for too long. He needs owned by a character with like mismatched arms, mismatched eyes, and one big beefy leg. And that character does a hurricane kick straight towards Ryu.
I love it. It's just.
I've been playing a lot of the casual mode too, just casual fighting, just to, get my fingers warmed up, get back my blisters on my thumbs, and I haven't been this excited about a fighting game since Dragon Ball FighterZ, which, as you know, Mike, is in my top 10 of best fighting games of all time because of how respectable it is. The skill ceiling in this game is so low, to the point they give you modern controls, which means if you just want to pick up a controller and there's a button to just throw fireballs or whatnot, or just do special attacks, there are 2 buttons you have to hit. You could do special moves as opposed to the 7 buttons it normally is. That's good. That's fine. That's how you get newbies in. I love it. You can play against people on casual mode that are using modern controls and you're using casual controls. I have fought those people. Now, granted, I've beat all of their asses. They should know better. But the fact that you can go to the top of those people so they can learn. They need to be taught. It's like the people saying, what was that Mario Kart thing? I'm using tilt controls. Go ahead, use your tilt controls. It's all good, but the game calls you out. It's got a little corner. It's got a little thing in the corner. It lets everybody know. Maybe you want to be easier on that person. That's for better people. I'm not that person. I go hard to pay.
Yeah, the tilt people with tilt controls, they get Old Testament God. If they live in sin, they will burn.
There's not the full roster of the old characters. I think of the old characters, there's like DJ, Zangief, Chun-Li, Ken, a very rough-looking Ken.
Ken's like in his
He's in his homeless arc.
He's in his Reputation era, like Taylor,
The storyline behind Ken is he's been falsely charged with like domestic terrorism, so he's on the run.
Oh, okay. There's worse things to be falsely charged with, I guess.
I talked to Mr. Trump. Let's see what happens.
Ken from Street Fighter, known Jeffrey Epstein associate.
He's like broke now, and he's running from the law, and he's literally earning he's in Street Fighter to earn back his fight money.
Ken spent the last of his fight money on a ticket on the Lolita Express.
No, Ken, don't do it.
Ken, no, don't do it.
Ken,
don't buy the island.
Man.
No.
I did, before we got into here, before you saw, or maybe you didn't see my match with like this Dhalsim character. Guys, don't pick Dhalsim, right? Dhalsim's back. Guile is back. Don't pick Dhalsim if you're going to play this game unless you're good with him. Everyone looks at you and like, alright, you don't know what you're doing. And they just, much like me, they just beat the crap out of you. You don't need that. Go in there, have fun, pick a different character.
Yeah, I'm guessing the Dhalsim problem is like, uh-oh, somebody's close. Oh no.
Yeah, basically, like, are you within punching distance of Dhalsim? Yes. Okay, Dhalsim is in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah, this is just I know it's the opposite problem for Ganondorf and Smash these days, and well, forever because he's the worst character, and they're not patching that game ever again.
Worse than Little Mac.
I cannot accept that. I'm so sorry, but that does not make any. That's unfathomable to me.
Little Mac has a counter. Ganondorf doesn't have a counter.
He has no recovery.
Well, Little Mac does not have no recovery, but he does have a counter.
And counters are good. Counters are good.
And Little Mac has super armor on smash attacks.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's what's working.
But like the second you get in close with Ganondorf, like you're good. You just gotta get the one hit. Getting there's the problem, but
yeah. Ganondorf versus Richter Belmont. That's Ganondorf has entered a shoot 'em up video game where he has to dodge all the bullets.
It's really like playing like 1942, like the bullet hell games. Where
yeah, exactly.
Like, you're at the barcade and you're like 2 beers in, you're playing this game, you're like, I can't fucking do this anymore.
Except it's just a fighting game and you're just dodging axes which are just being thrown at you while you're trying to get back to the ledge.
Permanent. Ganondorf it was so over for Ganondorf until Tears of the Kingdom, but Ganondorf is so back, folks.
Ganondorf is
we are so fucking back.
Did you you saw this in the opening of Tears of the Kingdom where Ganondorf like dehydrated Ganondorf says, you're Link, you're who what Raru put his faith in, and you're like, I don't know what's going on, but he seems pissed at me. I love it. We love an ancient hater. An ancient hater.
All time hater.
He does wake up drunk on haterade for Link, and Link's like, I don't even know who you are.
Sephiroth only wishes he could hate a twink this much, you know?
It's true. Speaking of which, good segue. Did you see the trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake Rebirth? Or I guess it's just called Final Fantasy
I didn't
VII
see the trailer, but I knew it was real.
So I'm not going to watch the trailer, because I'm going to buy the game the moment it comes out.
Oh, on 2 discs.
Why is this such a noteworthy thing?
Because we're back, Ray. Did you see the things they're doing with Diablo? We are so back.
So I think a lot of people forgot this. Final Fantasy Remake came on 2 discs. There's a data disc, and then there's the gameplay disc. Did everyone get drunk and forget that? Is that what happened?
Yes. There's a little thing called the novel coronavirus that destroyed everybody's memory of these things.
It's true.
So.
It must be true. I guess this one they're saying like, no, this is 2 discs of pure gameplay. There will be no separate data disc. If that's what they're saying, okay, cool.
I never went back and finished the Yuffie DLC. I should probably do that.
The final boss is ass.
If I could skip it, that sounds good to me. This is fine.
You should not skip it. You should at least YouTube.
Damn. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that.
It's story positive. But yeah, the final boss is not a fun fight, and you have to have played Dirge of Cerberus to really know what's going on. And I didn't play Dirge of Cerberus, so I, the Final Fantasy VII fanboy, was like, who the hell are you and why should I care? And then I had to look it up online. I'm like, I still don't care.
Oh, we're going to have to watch Advent Children for this. Oh, fuck.
No, please.
Spirit Within.
Don't do that to yourself. I used to love that movie. I actually have that DVD downstairs. Oh my gosh. And then, I played the good game and watched good movies, and then I realized that.
How long? I should trick my wife into watching that movie with me. Just like, hey, we're gonna watch a movie.
That's such a.
Just
it's
like
so bad.
Just put it in, just like no comment, like.
Didn't she watch you play Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Yeah, we did. We played the remake together. Yeah.
Don't put that loser stink in her eyes, but she doesn't.
Man, you ever think about how Barrett is 1,000% correct about?
He's never wrong. He never misses.
About the general situation in which we find ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Barrett may be like the stereotype of like the loud black guy character, except he's constantly spitting and he's constantly right.
Bar.
Maybe if you guys shut up for a minute and listen to what he was saying, you'd realize he was right the whole time.
Okay, but Barrett does actually want you to know how to blow up a pipeline.
Thank you! Barrett is a direct action kind of guy! He's like, I'm done talking. We are doing shit.
That's right. God, what a cool character. I love Barrett.
Cool character, cool game. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm excited for the new one to come out. It's coming out next year?
Yeah.
They said late 2023. I don't believe that for a second. Probably early
May
2024. In a couple days from now, from the recording of this podcast, Final Fantasy 16, the first M-rated Final Fantasy game, comes out. Gonna play it. Gonna play it on my PS5. I'm excited to try it. It's made by the same producer that made Final Fantasy 14, Yoshi P. Good guy, good character, a little bit of a nerd, because he thinks games should be hardcore, and he gave this interview with, I think it was Polygon or something, talking about there should be a hard mode in every game because I don't want my gamer cred to go away. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. What the hell are you talking? You make video games, calm down. You make toys. The producer to producer, obviously completely different calibers. You're better than me. But that's such a weird thing to kind of say out loud. Also, there is an easy mode in Final Fantasy 16, and just to show how kind of a weird character he is, to acquire the easy mode, you have to equip it as an accessory. It's auto potion, which gives you an automatic heal. But you only have 2 accessory slots, so you have to sacrifice one of your accessory slots to initiate easy mode, and I think that's kind of shitty. That's not fun. Mm-hmm. It's whatever. I'm still gonna play the game. I'm gonna play it when it comes out. I'm excited to give it a shot. I've played every single mainline Final Fantasy game. All right, that's enough of me hemming and hawing. Mike, what game are you excited for, or are you playing the Diablo?
I'm playing Diablo right now. Well, I guess I should mention this because we haven't recorded a game podcast since this happened. Been playing some Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is in a weird spot these days.
A weird spot?
It's in a weird spot. You know, I was generally more positive on the campaign than some other folks, than a lot of other folks were. Just, you know, the seasonal stuff has been pretty good. I think it's weird because just honestly, like, the technical limitations of the game are becoming very clear.
What do you mean?
Well, just like, you know, background maintenance turning into we're taking the game offline for 12 hours.
Ooh,
kind of a lot. It's been happening a lot lately.
Oh.
Frankly, it lines up for my workday, so I'm like, I don't really care. But it's just like that's been happening a lot lately. It's just like a weird vibe. And then you see like they announced Marathon, and you're like, oh, that's where everybody went. Oh, okay. I mean, I still like it. I think the stuff they're doing is fun. I like the new guns. New dungeon is cool, but it's probably good that like this next expansion is going to be the last one in this one.
What do you mean the last? Oh, the last one in this set.
Because like the next expansion is the final shape, like semi-trailer spoilers, but Cade is coming back.
Oh, I was joking the other day when I said that. It's actually happening.
It is happening. It's Nathan Fillion, which is fun. It's like he's coming back to voice it too. But it's not just like he's back from the dead. There's a good twist on it that happened at the end of Lightfall that is implied in this trailer as like you're on the other side of that when you which is where Cade is, and you're like, oh, okay, that's weird. Because long story short, do you care about Destiny spoilers?
No.
Okay, so the Witness is the big bad of Destiny. They're a very cool looking villain, and
I'm gonna look him up.
Just really, really cool character design. And at the end of Lightfall, they get the thing. We realize that it's a little too late that we've been had, and they use the thing to like establish a link with the Traveler. They like cut open a hole in the Traveler that's like a psychedelic triangle thing, and then they walk inside the Traveler.
Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds normal.
And just like every time you go to like the space hub where you do seasonal stuff and like look at the map, the Traveler, ever since you completed the campaign, has like that psychedelic triangle on it, just like hanging out there.
Oh.
And you're like, it's a really cool, like ominous, like, wait, what the fuck did it do? Because like, we don't really know what is happening in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because like not everybody's dead or anything, so it's like, well, what's going on there? And then in the trailer that came out for the Final Shape, which is the next expansion, you see like Ikora talking to Cade, and you're like, wait, what's the context here? But then you see that psychedelic triangle in the sky of like some crazy jungle thing. And you're like, oh fuck, they're inside the fucking Traveler. What the fuck? And you just, even when I'm tired, a little bit kind of tired of the game, stuff like that still gets me back in. I'm just like, all right, you got me.
Going inside the Traveler sounds kind of neat.
Yeah, it's like they're finally doing it, which is cool. They also did a thing. This is a very technical thing that you won't really make a lot of sense. But they kept the light cap from increasing, so like it's nice. Like I've been able to like check out the stuff that I want to in Destiny without having to like have to grind for my power level. Like basically they removed like the power level grind.
Yeah.
Which is nice because like I can just do the story stuff I want to do and then go play other stuff. So like I'll still I
think that's like a long time coming, honestly.
Yeah. It's like I like Destiny, but also I don't like pointlessly grinding Destiny, especially when I don't have a ton of time to just do that these days.
Yeah.
So I really like that. I think they're doing some really, they're getting better about like just keeping the season thing going, but it's kind of starting to show its age a little bit because the game that we know as Destiny 2 came out in 2017. That was like a rushed sequel to Destiny 1. There was supposed to be a Destiny 3 and they pivoted away from those plans and have somehow built this thing into the thing it is now, which is very impressive. And I really like playing this game. It's my favorite game. But you could tell, like, just things feel like stretched very thin in the Destiny world in a lot of ways.
Yeah, 2017 was that 6 years. That's a long time in the tech world of just using the same engine, relatively the same servers, and making I can only imagine constant sacrifices.
Yeah, and like servers for like a game that was like, hey, play this campaign and then play this campaign, and then now they've turned it in like where you would like buy expansions and oh, here comes this expansion, I'll buy this one, and then they've turned it into a full like seasonal model battle pass service game, like all within the same game that was not designed for that at all from the ground up. And it's just, they're doing a lot of fun stuff with that, but at the same time you're just like, we're hanging on by a thread, it feels like sometimes.
It's so wild to me, and I brought this up a year ago with Josh, where you can go to a GameStop, and if you can find it, because they sell PC games at GameStop, if you buy a physical copy of Destiny, which I have a physical copy of PC Destiny Forsaken, and you put that into your computer, you've wasted your time and money. It doesn't do anything. Just download the game for free, and the content that is in that physical copy doesn't work.
No.
None of that content is there anymore.
That
is wild to me.
It's a weird situation, and this is honestly like, not to get us. I'm going to get us off topic. Who cares? It's our podcast. We're on topic no matter what. What are you here for, anyways? But it's like how everybody all of a sudden figured out that like, oh, we don't have to pay royalties if we delist something and just like disallow any sort of public consumption of this. Lately with like content and media.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like that. Like we're truly in like the dark era of the streaming wars lately. Like I think, Disney put out a show called Willow. It was like a kind of a LucasArts or like a Lucasfilm kind of, like young adult fantasy kind of series. I didn't watch it. Wasn't really interested. Not my cup of tea. Whatever. Disney pulled it from the platform like not a month after it released.
Yeah,
like just
after
like that's so
months,
crazy.
It's
like
gone.
And it's
like
just
into the ether. They're not gonna release it on Blu-ray. They're not gonna release it in any physical format. They're not selling the rights to anyone. They're just like, it's done. It doesn't exist anymore. Did you watch it? No. Then not even your memories matter. It's like the lack of respect for the art and the hard work that went into that like blows my mind.
Yeah. It's like I feel like we have been generally on kind of we can go back and check the tape on some of this stuff. But also I think like people like Jeff Gerstmann have been beating this drum for a long time that like
the OG.
Well, and like other people doing like archiving, like it's crazy that Nintendo basically ruined that guy's life for pirating their games because of stuff like this, because you can't trust private profit-seeking entities to be like to be the curators of their own history. And that is something that they will be absolutely willing to destroy for profit. And it's like, who cares if it was like a, kind of mediocre Disney series or whatever, like that's fine. But like, it's just like, that's so crazy that we're just so like people put a lot of work into that. And we're just okay to just like put that fucking in the Indiana Jones warehouse and just seal it away for like no one to consume in any sort of way, quote legally unquote. Like
I have fully joined the pirates in terms of like media consumption, because I was with streaming when it was like just Netflix, and it was like if you wanted to watch anything, you just paid your $8 a month. I'm talking like 2010, 2011, and you watch it on Netflix. I thought that was cool. Now it's like you're paying cable bill levels of hopefully like Hulu Plus, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, then also Netflix, which has only gone up in price in the last several years. I think it's now like $17 a month to have a Netflix account, which again is just freaking nuts to me because it is not worth $17.
Okay, I will say I was gonna say like, what am I watching on Netflix? And the answer to that is I think you should leave, which is the funniest fucking show on the planet, and it just kills me.
Is it $17 a month funny?
Yes.
Okay, maybe I'll watch it. I actually canceled my Netflix back in like February.
It's probably a good call.
Because I'm not paying $17 a month for Netflix. What the hell? But that aside, like anything you want to like get, and you have some you believe is going to be valuable content to you, for the love of God, get the hard copy version of. Because even some properties I really like you've probably seen me in my cosplay. I will sometimes cosplay as Squall Leonhardt from Final Fantasy VIII. Squaresoft, back when it was called Squaresoft, when they made Final Fantasy VIII, they accidentally deleted the entire source code of that game, and they couldn't re-release it or remaster it until they got the emulated version of it, and some people that knew how to work the emulation to remake that game basically from scratch.
Wow.
Onto workable hardware. And the exact same thing happened with a company I used to work for. I'm actually wearing their shirt right now. Volition. This is an open secret, so I'm not breaking NDA or anything. Volition lost the source code. It's fucking gone for Saints Row 2, one of their best games they've ever made. They don't know where it is. It's freaking gone, and they don't know how to re-release it.
That's fascinating.
And they were doing this project to remake it onto PC, because the current PC version is ass, and you should not play it. I have it. I have played it. It is garbage. You should not give them your money to play the PC version. They will tell you not to give them your money to play the PC version. It doesn't work. It hard crashes all the time. The person that was working on it was a community manager. His in-game name was Idle Ninja. He unfortunately was one of the only people on this planet that knew how to get that game working on PC, and that's part of why Volition hired him. He passed away, unfortunately, due to cancer just 2 years ago.
Oh.
There's a huge dedication to him in Saints Row 5, Saints Row 2022. Beautiful man. I worked with him. It was really sad that he passed away. But the point I'm getting at is that knowledge is gone. No one knows how to do it. And so it's just sitting there.
You know, this is the other thing about, like, growing up and becoming old. I don't know what the just from general age of our listenership is. I have no idea how they skew. But, like, you really figure out that a lot of, like, the institutions that you think of, it all kind of hangs on, like, oh, yeah, this is the one person who knows everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, at my work, it's a person named April who just, like, builds everything. It's like, oh, I think you kind of just make a running list, and you're like, April does a lot of stuff and knows a lot of stuff. And, boy, if April went away, all of a sudden a lot of things would not work very quickly.
That one little peg that's keeping the skyscraper that you've built an empire on.
That's right. Like, it's like
just knock it over and it tips all over. Yeah,
it's kind of crazy when you realize everything is just like that, and then it also feels like more than ever we're closer to a lot of that stuff really, really kind of breaking in a lot of ways.
I think a lot of it does.
For the
time to time.
second time in our lives? I don't know.
Very possibly third, depending on how you're looking at things.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, we're going back to really deep politics mode. Like, some dumb fascist motherfucker named Ron DeSantis announced his presidential run a couple months ago, but he did it on, like, Twitter Spaces.
Hilarious.
What
a bozo move. I love it.
Rip Bozo Pack Watch 2023. But it failed. It didn't work because the person that knew how to run Twitter Spaces and keep it going, Musk fired, and so it just catastrophized. You get to watch it in real time. This entire thing just like break.
I love to kick off my presidential run by having a weird South African accent. Egg person be like, "Yosh, you're muted. You're muted."
God, oh gosh.
Let's restart the call on your account.
He did say that too. Gosh, what a freaking nerd fest that was. My God.
What a nightmare. Imagine having a voice like Ron DeSantis and thinking like, yeah, a non-visual medium is the way to go. Imagine thinking that. That's crazy.
The reverse of the JFK versus Nixon. No, actually, don't show my
It's like, I didn't know you could have a clammy voice, but here we are.
It's clammy from eating pudding with his fingers instead of a spoon.
Meatball Ron has no sauce. Just
Rob, I'm sorry. Rob the Sanctimonious.
Rob the Sanctimonious.
Okay, we should stop.
We should stop. But also, like, I love, he's so cooked because, like, Trump's like, you eat pudding with your fingers. And then Rob spends, like, 5 minutes talking about how that would be such a gross thing to do. I eat pudding with a spoon. Yum, yum. I love to eat pudding with my spoon. And you're like, what, dude? You cannot take the bait that hard. Come on, dude.
If they ever get in the debate stage and Trump just spends like an hour and a half calling him Rob, it's done. It's over.
It's gonna be, you know, the memes of like the atomic bomb versus coughing baby.
Yes.
It's that. It's gonna be that.
God. Okay, but back to the like somewhat serious topic of archival. Nintendo shut down, actually, just like a couple months ago. Nintendo shut down the Nintendo WiiWare shop for both Nintendo Wii U and 3DS. And there were games Nintendo paid indie developers like decent money to make only accessible on 3DS and Wii U. lo and behold, that was a horrible idea because those games are gone. Like, you cannot legally play Pushmo. You cannot legally play some WarioWare games. You cannot legally play some games that only existed on the Wii U online store.
Oh, I should get my 3DS back out. Where is that thing? I gotta find that.
Mine still works. Mine's actually...
Sorry, not to be like talking about archival problems and be like, I should play my Nintendo thing.
It's okay. This is the 2DS. I gave my original 3DS to Josh. And Josh never told you this story. Josh's 3DS broke. His little analog stick broke, and he wasn't bothering to fix it. I said, I'll just mail you mine. I don't care. And Josh was one time saying that it was a good thing that the new 3DSs didn't come with charge cables. And I said, that's a step towards, like, the bad. That's the late-stage capitalism first step. And it's only going to get worse from there. And Josh said, it's fine. So I was going to mail him the 3DS without the charge cable. I didn't.
That's so good. I love it.
But I want you to know that he was scared for a couple days while it was a mail. He's like, did he actually give me a charge cable or not?
That's too fucking funny. That's hilarious.
Because it sounds like a good idea until you actually have to live it, and then it's like, oh wait, this actually sucks balls. Yeah, I don't love the streaming atmosphere where we just, for a lot of people, we have just somehow stopped caring about the fact that, hey, that thing that you might have even kind of liked, you can never see again. Like, that goes back to the Tears of the Kingdom thing. I don't like things that are only temporary. I like some sort of permanence. Because if you don't give me that, then how do I go back to it if I ever want to reference it? How do I tell those stories? What are humans if not stories?
Yeah. It's crazy to think about that my favorite the game I have spent probably like too much of my life playing the past 5 years will just be gone one day. Unable to be accessed ever again. Like, cause it's good, like 10 years from now maybe, but like not 20. No way.
I used to say that all the time when I worked on World of Warships. Like, I would say, like, I don't know how much longer I can work here because I don't know how much longer I could work on a game that, like, one day, if one day, let's pretend one day I have kids, they won't play it. They won't know what the hell I'm talking about. We'll have to find it in YouTube videos. That's the only way it'll exist. And that feels dirty. That's weird, honestly.
It's a real, like, this is going to be very, like, it's very, I like the idea, part of the thing I know, well, bit of context here to people. Ray and I are playing an RPG group, and we're about to spin up a season that is kind of going to be a more mech sci-fi thing. And one of the ideas I've been kicking around as far as like ideas of story is like that people got disconnected from history in a sense. And like maybe not because of anything cataclysmic, but because it just got like Metal Gear Solid 2 buried by noise in some ways. And this kind of feels like the beginning of that in some ways, where it's like some of this stuff, like these things that are considered like, like when Flash disappeared, you know what I mean? It's like, it's fucking Flash. Like, it's like, like it's Slime Soccer. It's, the Power Surge video, like dumb shit like that. But like, that was like foundational to like a lot of people, which is crazy and like weird. But like, you can't see that stuff anymore.
Like a bunch of Flash games, like the Gorilla game where you were like throwing bananas and it was kind of like a worm style game.
Yeah, like it's dumb stuff, but like it was like culture and history that is like gone, and like profit seeking will see that like history culled every like 12 years or whatever to like make new paths. And so there's like it's like we're like trapped in the present. Like there's no future, there's no past. You're just trapped in the current era, and that feels
such
weird.
An awful feeling,
right? Isn't that crazy?
I know there's a Zoomer / millennial mentality of like, yeah, that's fine enough because living in the present is all you have. And I blame apps like Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram Reels for that sort of mentality, honestly, because it's like, oh, I don't need to see that anymore. I scroll past it and it's gone. Or I don't need to see that picture anymore. I scroll past it and it's gone. That sort of thing. But it's not okay. Take pictures, enjoy memories, watch a video. My 1-year wedding anniversary is actually coming up here in a couple of weeks. We are going to sit down, eat our wedding cake, and watch the DVD of everyone dancing, because that wasn't a memory that happened once. That lives, that happened. We can relive that. And there's something that, for fuck's sake, we don't have stories like the Iliad and the Odyssey, which used to be told orally. Imagine if we just said, let me tell that story once and it's gone. What an awful existence.
Like,
what a horrible thing.
Yeah, imagine, like,
Felix Camden.
It's like we live in a time. It's like what will be, not to sound like a classical trad person, because fuck them. They can,
no, go classical trad. I'm for it.
I'm not gonna be like a trad Abby like man used to do this. Like, who cares? I like making Link wear cute tops, okay?
The sluttiest.
That's
tops.
right. They're so good. But like, it's just like we just are, the time that we are living in now is like, I'm trying to think, like, I watched like the Moon Knight Disney Plus series or whatever, and like, that's just it's just entirely unremarkable, and it's just like all this stuff is just gonna disappear. It's just just gonna disappear. Just
because Disney's not releasing that stuff on physical hard medium, and that's weird to me. Like, imagine not releasing Andor on Blu-ray. Where do you get off saying that this doesn't deserve
we gotta
to be
break in
physical?
to steal Andor, like steal the masters. We gotta break in. We gotta heist.
That's a heist I would be a part of.
We gotta do it. We gotta get him out of there. Yeah. Again, I'm not like an expert on all this stuff, so who knows if I'm saying a bunch of wrong stuff. But yeah, just like feels the vibe. The vibes are
off.
The vibes are off. The vibes are high key off.
They are, when it comes to media preservation, ooh, the vibes are off.
But do you know where the vibes are on?
Ooh, where are they?
Unscripted gaming, folks. Hey.
Ooh.
I don't have the full spiel, but hey, if you found us here, you should like and subscribe. Give us some reviews, I guess, or else we'll delete everything we ever made, and that'll be your fault. Yeah. Hey, thanks for hanging out, everybody. My name is Mike.
My name is Ray.
Peace.